Hi friends, in the previous tutorial we created an AI agent using the Azure AI Foundry. In this tutorial we'll take the next step and build a real Azure AI agent using the Azure AI Foundry SDK. So in this tutorial we'll be looking at how Azure has evolved from chat completions to agent based systems and then implement a working agent using the official Azure SDK. This will involve authentication, threads, messages, and agent execution. So we'll be looking at how Azure AI agents they actually work under the hood in a way that makes sense for backend and enterprise developers. For this, I'll be taking reference of my website javanews.com. So go to Azure Agentic AI. The tutorial that we'll be looking at today is build agents with Azure AI Foundry SDK. So go to this tutorial here. In previous tutorial, we had created an agent using the Azure AI Foundry. So you can go through this tutorial here. So in this tutorial using the Azure AI Foundry UI, we had created an agent. You can go through the YouTube video here. In this tutorial, we'll be creating a simple Azure AI agent using the Azure AI Foundry SDK. So we'll not be using the Azure Foundry UI. Instead, we'll be making use of the Python SDK provided to us by Azure. Also, this agent will be creating it in the same Azure AI Foundry project that we had created in the previous tutorial. Before we begin with the implementation part, let us first have a look at the history of Azure AI SDK. So Azure AI SDK first had something called Chat Completions API. This was then replaced by the Assistants API, which is now replaced by the Azure AI Agent Service Foundry SDK, which we'll be using in this tutorial. So what is the Chat Completions API? When Azure OpenAI was first introduced, nearly everything revolved around one powerful API, that is the Chat Completions API. This API it enabled developers to build back and forth conversational experiences by sending messages to a GPT model and receiving the responses. So as the name suggests, this Chat Completions API, we could only chat with the models. It soon became clear that a basic chat interface alone was not enough to deliver real business value or a strong return on investment. So as we had discussed in the previous tutorial, these models they are very costly. So just chatting with them does not justify the investment that is being made on these models. Next, we had the Assistants API and the early agent patterns. So as expectations grew, the industry it moved towards more agent-like systems. So just chatting with the AI model was not enough. We needed an AI model that could reason, use tools, retrieve files, execute code, and perform tasks autonomously. This led to the introduction of Assistants API, which is the precursor to today's Azure AI Agent Service and Azure AI Foundry SDK. The Assistants API it introduced many important concepts such as tools calling and function execution, file search and retrieval, code interpreter capabilities. However, it had some limitations, like it was tightly coupled to the OpenAI GPT models only. The API structure was complex and verbose. Even simple agent workflows required large, messy code bases, and extending agents with enterprise systems was very cumbersome. So while powerful, the Assistants API it was hard to use, hard to scale, and hard to maintain. So finally, we have here the Azure AI Agent Service and Foundry SDK. Hopefully, Azure will not replace this and keep on improving it. So Azure has taken the learnings from the previous implementations and delivered a much more mature enterprise-ready solution through the Azure AI Agent Service and Azure AI Foundry SDK. The Azure AI Foundry SDK it fully abstracts the complexity of the Assistants API. It supports multiple model providers, not just OpenAI. It lets us build agents using the models of our choice. It integrates seamlessly with enterprise data sources like SharePoint and Microsoft Fabric, supports OpenAPI tools, Azure Functions, Azure Logic Apps, and many more, provides built-in evaluation, debugging, safety, and monitoring tools. So let us begin with the implementation part. In previous tutorial, we had created an Azure Foundry project. We'll be making use of this project. Also in the project that we had created, we had deployed a GPT-4o model when creating an agent using the Azure Foundry UI. So we'll be making use of the same deployed GPT-4o model for creating the Azure agent using the SDK. Also, I would like to point out that the Azure Foundry SDK it gets updated quite regularly. So you may need to take reference of the Azure SDK documentation if there are any changes in the future. So you can refer this documentation here. So let us begin with the implementation part. We'll first be creating the project directory. For this, go to the command prompt and use this mkdir command to create a new folder. We'll be making use of Visual Studio Code IDE for this tutorial. So here we have imported the directory that we just created in the Visual Studio Code IDE. Next, we'll be creating a Python virtual environment. So copy this command. So here the virtual environment is created. Next, let us activate this virtual environment. So the virtual environment it has been activated. Next, we'll be creating a requirements.txt file with the dependencies that we'll be needing for this project. For this project, we'll be making use of the Azure AI Agents dependency. This is the main SDK for working with Azure AI Agents. Next is the Azure Core. This is the foundational dependency used by all Azure projects. Next, we have the Azure Identity. It is used for authentication with Azure. And finally, the python.env dependency. This will be needed to load the environment variables from the environment file that we'll be creating later. So let us create this requirements.txt file. Copy these dependencies. Next, we'll be installing these dependencies using this pip install command. So here the dependencies have been installed. Next, we'll be creating the .env file which will have the environment variables. So we'll be setting two environment variables. One is the model deployment name, which in our case will be GPT-4o model, which we'll be making use of to create the Azure AI agents. Next, we'll be having the Azure AI endpoint. So this will point to the Foundry project for which we want to create the AI agent. As told previously, we'll be making use of the Foundry project that we had created in the previous tutorial. So here for the previous tutorial, we'll be having the URL in the main screen. So copy this URL in the .env file. So let us create this file. Copy these environment variables. Finally, let us create the Python code to create the agent. So we'll be calling this file agent.py. Let us first go through the code. So here first we are importing the necessary libraries and we load the environment variables that we have defined in the .env file. We store these environment variables in the endpoint and model deployment variables. Next, we make use of the agents client, which is the main interface for working with AI agents. To this agents client, we need to pass the endpoint. So this is the endpoint to our Azure AI project and the credentials that we'll be making use of to connect to this AI project. In our case, we'll be making use of the default Azure credential. And here finally, we create a new AI agent by making use of the create agent method of the agents client that we just created here. To this, we pass the model deployment, which in our case is the GPT-4o model, the name of the agent, and also the instructions that defines the agent's behavior and personality, which in our case we are just writing as you are an helpful agent. So let us first just create an agent. So we'll just copy this much part of the program first. Create a new file named agent.py. Paste this here. In order to create the AI agent, this Python project, it will first need to connect to the Foundry project that we had created. As we are making use of the default Azure credentials, we'll first need to authenticate ourselves using AZ login so that this program it executes properly. So using the AZ login, we'll be logging into our Azure account. So a pop-up will open where you'll need to select the Azure account. So I'm logged into my Azure account now. Using the Python command, let us execute this code. So here it is connected to the Azure AI Foundry. And this code is executed now. Let us go to the portal. In the portal, go to the agent section. So here we can see a new agent named My Agent has been created. So we created this using the Azure Foundry SDK. Currently this agent, it will not be having any threads. Next, we'll be creating a new thread for our agent. For this, we make use of the threads.create method of the agent's client. So a thread, it represents a conversation session. It stores all the messages and maintains the conversation history. We can think of it as a chat session with the agent. Each thread, it has its own unique thread ID. Once this thread is created, in this thread, we'll be sending a message. For creating a message, we make use of the messages.create method of the agent's client. To this, we pass the thread ID. So this is the thread ID of the thread that was created. The role, it can either be a user, that is from a human, that is us, or it can be an assistant, that is a reply message from the agent. And finally the content, this is the actual message text. This stage, the message, it is just added to the thread, but the agent, it has still not processed it. This message, it gets processed only when we run the runs.create method of the agent's client. Creating a run method, it tells the agent to process all the new messages in the thread having this particular thread ID. This run method, it executes asynchronously. Since the runs are asynchronous, we need to poll the run status until it completes. After the run completes, we can retrieve all the messages from the thread. The agent's response will be added as a new message in the thread with the role assistant. We use the list order.ascending to get the messages in the chronological order. So we get the oldest message first. So here we are taking the last message and printing it. So let us make these code changes and run our code again. So here we had created an agent. So copy this part. Also, I'll be renaming the agent as Java News-agent. Let us now execute the code again. So here the code it is getting executed. It has created an agent, then a thread, then a message, then it is sending the message for the thread. So here it is getting the messages from the thread. So we had sent it a message, hello, tell me a joke. And the agent here it is replying, sure, here's a one for you. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. So here we have created an agent and also using a thread sent messages to it and got the response back. Let us now go to the portal. So if we go back to agent, I'll refresh this page. So here we can see a new agent named Java News agent has been created. If you go to my threads, a new thread has been created. So here we can see the messages that have been sent. So this is a message that we had sent and this is the response that we got from the agent. Hope you have understood this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll be modifying this example to implement Azure Bing Web Search Agent. Also for the tutorial that we just implemented, you can download the source code from here. Thank you.